How's it going, guys? Welcome to the second video of the second dungeon. I'm Seeking Cross, and I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial through the dungeon, the Tam-Tara Deepcroft. So my first video was the Paladin. This will be the second video, 2 of 4, and I'm going to be running through as a warrior this time. And again, I have Diana Cross here helping me as my healer. If you guys want to see the other videos, I will have a link for them in the description. And yeah, let's get into the dungeon. This is just going to be a Seeking Cross wall-to-wall guide. So this is for a warrior slash, I believe it's Marauder. So yeah, this will be for your Marauder or your warrior for the second dungeon. All right, here we go. Nice quick. What happens when you have a tank and a healer? Alright, here we go. This is the second dungeon as a warrior, a tank class. So again, you want to make sure that you have your tank stance on. And if you are leveling up, make sure you have food buff. And if you're in a FC, having an FC buff on is really nice. If you don't have it on, it's not a big deal. And again, I like to remind everyone that I'm in my party with to remember food buff. If you are leveling, you don't have to do this. Remember food buff if you are leveling. And then I'm just going to let everyone know that I'm going to be using this for content and make sure everyone's okay with that. Alrighty. All right, they seem to be happy. Now again, I would normally ask at the start of the dungeon whether or not my healer is okay with a large pull, or they would prefer a smaller pull, because you don't know, sometimes your healers are also learning. Luckily, I have Diana here with me. She is a very good healer, and her and I have run dungeons for years, so I'm very confident in Diana with her healing skills. So here we go. So again, same thing as my Paladin. I'm going to grab everything right to the entrance of the first boss here. And this dungeon, we are going to have these 4 orbs. We want to make sure that we are getting all 4 of them. Well, we need to get all 4 of them, so we'll just make our way, grab everything that we can. AoE, make sure our healer is caught up with us. We'll hit these guys. And then we'll grab these guys, and we'll pretty much just stop here. Use reprisal, lessen some of the damage. And then we just do our combo of heavy swing and main. And that's it. We'll just be rotating those 2 skills. You'll only really have those 2 skills early on into like using your tank. So these dungeons are super easy. It doesn't get very complex. So we just pretty much just beat up things. It's nice to have everything kind of your trash mob all together, because your DPS class, right? Like right now we have a monk and a summoner, which very good for AoE. So you kind of want to like bunch them all together so our full team can kind of just beat up on them. So first boss here, you have a caster and your imps. We'll beat these guys up. Now as soon as this caster goes down, he will spawn the actual boss, Void, and you just pretty much beat the like crap out of him, right? Keep everything aimed away, especially because like we have a monk or like a pugilist. Pugilist is based on position, so depending on the position that a monk or pugilist is standing on, like they'll either do more damage or they'll do less. You grab the very first orb, it goes to here, and as you guys can see, there's 4 of these. So the first boss, the second boss area, and then there's another area down here that we'll go and grab. I like to pass on all this loot just because I've been down this road before. But obviously, if you need gear or anything like that, you want to grab it. So we'll grab all these guys, hit them a few times with the AoE, move our way over here, grab these guys. Now there is a caster here, so I like to hard corner our caster into this corner. See how he has to run over here? So you just pretty much hard corner him, reprisal, and then you beat him up. So that hard corner for this caster, that also applies to your healer. So you want to make sure that like your healer has a good line of sight of you, because if not, your healer's gonna be like, I'm trying, and the heals won't go through, and then you're gonna be like, hey, what the heck? But really, it will be you as the tank's fault. So make sure you just don't hard corner your healers. Alright, same thing as the first boss. While over here, give these guys a little bit of a boop, bit of a punch. Let our DPS to their thing, their AoEs. And same thing, as soon as you beat this guy, we're going to get another void. There you go. And then same thing, you just beat him up. Keep like the bosses and enemies aimed away from your party, because when and if they do cleaves or they do targets or anything like that in that nature, you don't want to be aiming at, like, especially at your healer or your casters here. You don't want to be aiming cleaves and all kinds of stuff at the things that are like that. You don't want to be aiming that cleave. You don't want to aim the cleave at them. Nice, congrats. Gotta level up, that's awesome. Alright, now with this part of the dungeon, there's going to be a bridge coming up. I like to sit at the bridge just because it can be a little dicey for the healer sometimes. So I'll show you here right quick what I'm talking about. Grab these guys. We'll grab this. Alright, our healer's here. We're just going to make sure we have everything. And then we're going to move on up. So because that's like a 90-degree angle, like I said, a hard corner on a caster, that also applies to your team. So you don't really want to do that to your caster. Doing that to your caster is not a very good thing to do. It sucks. And then we go over here and we'll pull back to these casters. We'll just reprisal here so we take less damage, less stress on the healer. Dodge all this stuff. And we just beat these guys up. Let the DPS do the DPSing. And you just stand here and be strong. Just get punched in the face. True strength is being punched in the face. That's how you get strong in this game. You just take hits, and there you go, successfully tanking. We'll pass on this gear for them because we don't need any of this. Now, you'll see that this is a sealed barrier, so we can't actually get to this little area here. So what we got to do is we need to actually get something, an item within this dungeon. We'll hard corner that caster. We'll go over here, hit these guys, and then we'll just stack everything right here. Reprisal, and then back to your like combo, 1-2. Right? Your combo of heavy swing, main. That's it. Every now and then, because they're doing AoE, you want to just hit your AoE every now and then. You just want to make sure you are generating threat, so your team isn't being hit. There you go. And this is what you need. This right here. We'll go back now to the barrier, and we'll open up everything that we need to open up. Sealed barrier right here. Any single person could open this. There we go. Now again, as soon as you pass this barrier, see, the closest person will draw a threat. That's normal. It's not a big deal. It's not your DPS like griefing you, so don't worry about that. Some people will like get worried that like the DPS is pulling on the tank or anything like that. That is not the case for this situation. It's pretty much whoever's closest is going to get all the threat, right? That's all it is. Now you can pretty much stand right at like this barrier and try to like prevent that, but because no one is actually hit anything, going in and claiming the threat is super easy. It's you don't really have to worry here. Alrighty, there you go. And then these are the last two. And there'll be a mini cutscene which will lead to the boss fight. Now we want to make sure we're taking our time. It seems like we have someone that is new. We don't want to rush them. Good time to take a break, have a drink. Alright, now this boss, you'll spawn ads that use Tether 2. There'll be little imps, and you need to make sure you kill those ads. You need to burn down those imps, because those imps will actually make him invulnerable. Here we go. This guy right here. This will happen about 2 to 3 times. It all depends on how fast the boss gets kind of burned down. There you go. We got another imp over here, along with some other ads, and you just make sure you grab everything. Now, for the 3rd time, he will actually spawn 2 imps. He will be tethered to 2 things, and you just same thing as having one. You just got to down them. So those 2 imps will spawn to the east side here and the south. Normally. It can vary, it will change sometimes. And then you just burn down these imps. And there you go. No, in most cases, he will like be defeated, he'll die here. There you go. Thank you. Party. And then we will accommodate. Pass on the loot. Alrighty. There you go. And that is the 2nd dungeon as a warrior completed. That is 2 of 4. So I will be doing the other tanks. They will be in a separate video. Be sure to check them out if you are trying to learn how to tank with every tank. If you want to kind of see how I do it, I will have links to those videos in the description. If you like this content, please like, please subscribe. Let me know how you guys tank. Let me know which is your favorite tank, which you guys enjoy the most. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.